Hey guys, so I haven't done a video in about 4 years on this channel. I haven't done many YouTube videos in a while. I do have a main channel. So Trump was elected 2 days ago, November 5th, 6th. And we're literally back to 2016. And I don't know how this happened. I'm not surprised because one, I don't trust white people in America. I've been around white people my entire life in this country and other countries as well, but Americans are very interesting because they'll tell you one thing to your face, and this is specific white people. Americans, not even white people, just Americans in general. I don't want to say white, black, because a lot Americans, 2024, pretty much the same, regardless of skin color. Outside of cultural stuff, mentally, politically, people tend to be white or black, basically, in their thinking. So I don't trust white people. They'll tell you one thing to like, yeah, 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 and then they'll do the opposite. Trump being elected, I don't care. It doesn't really affect me much. I'm not a poor minority voter. I'm not voting for social rights. I do have two black kids in private school. We do pretty well. We live in New York. Um, but when I first started doing videos during Trump's first presidential, I guess, stint, it was mainly reflecting on what his policies meant for my neighbors or people I worked with, basically poor middle class minorities. At that point, we had dealing with teachers, middle class people that couldn't afford homes, that couldn't afford basic things. And I don't think the first 4 years of Trump did anything to help that. I also don't think Biden and Kamala Harris did anything in their 4 years to make me think or make me visibly see that they did anything to remedy the middle class. There's a middle class crisis in this country. And I think that's what no one talks about, right? You turn on the news, it's all about what Matthew Perry is doing, or this morning I had this whole thing in a Dawson Creek actor. He's a millionaire, but he has cancer. Um, and I have to hear like a 20-minute thing about this rich guy and his cancer and feel bad for him. Meanwhile, there's teachers and even doctors that live in my neighborhood that can't afford to live in my neighborhood, or send their kids to proper schools. And that's where the crisis. It's a middle class crisis, and I feel the middle class needle have moved from people that made $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year, to now to be middle class and afford a normal house in America, you have to be making like 300 grand a year. There's lots of videos on that in YouTube where it breaks down what you need to make to live in this type of home and send your kids to this type of school and to buy groceries and have like two cars, whatever. It's like 300 grand. It's like absurdly amount of money and way more than most single educated people in this country make. And I think that was an issue that has grown in the last 20 since 2008. I think since Obama has been in office, that middle class crisis has been an issue. And I believe the reason Trump won is Harris and Biden. Harris was not president, won. So I don't put anything in Harris for the last 4 years. Biden was the president. A lot of Democratic politicians had, I think, the House and the Senate. The only thing that was against the Democrats was the Supreme Court. And I don't feel Democrats did, from my perspective, I'm not in the news all the time. And I know I have friends that watch Fox News and they watch Fox News. But I have liberal, Democratic leading friends that don't really look at the news, like myself. I'm not in the news all the time. I'm working. I got my shit that I'm doing my own. I don't have free time to watch Fox News all day, but I know people that do that. I don't know how they have time to watch Fox News all day. So you have, I guess, Republican right people that watch Fox News all day and feed and frenzy off the media. And every time you go on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok, there's all some Republican Trump person like posting stuff and liking. Even one guy I follow in my neighborhood, not my neighborhood, in Westchester. He's a moderate, but he posts stuff for Trump and posts stuff for Biden Harris. And he's been doing this all summer, all year. And funny enough, when he posts the Trump material, it gets way more attention than the Harris Biden material. Like, because people don't, we're not into that, right? Like, we're adults, basically. I think Trump voters are mostly mentally kids. That's how I feel. I know a couple of them, and when I talk to them and I discuss things with them, they're children, mentally, they're children. And there's nothing wrong with having a childlike mentality when it comes to politics. Politics should be as simple. Like, I know there's a scene from The Office where he says, explain it to me like I'm 5 years old. That's what politics should be like. And that's what Trump does well. He explains things like if you're 5 years old, right? He doesn't overcomplicate things, right? And I think that's why people on that side that have childlike mentalities when it comes to politics and policies, where, oh my God, I can't buy bacon. It has to be Kamala Harris's fault. Gas is $4 a gallon. What Biden's doing this to me, right? I can't do this. I can't do that. It's the president's fault. And one of the late night hosts made a clear statement where he said, people that vote for Trump thinks he's their bro. It's like my bro. Like he's gonna come play video games and smoke weed with me in my mom's basement or my home, or come barbecue with me in the backyard. Trump is not like that at all. He's a con man, and I've seen it. I grew up in Brooklyn. I've seen it, and Trump is a perfect con man. He's a dictionary definition of a con man, and kudos to him. He's winning, and he's won over people throughout his life, I guess, and that's good for him. But I don't know if I think it's bad for the future and bad for America. I don't know. That's yet to be seen how the second presidency of Trump will go, with him having power in the Supreme Court, the House and the Senate, all Republicans. But the only thing I think that Democrats are people like me, or progressive-minded people that don't want to go back to slavery or whatever civil rights wet dreams these people have, pre-civil rights era wet dreams they have. Republicans themselves can't agree on certain things as well, and a lot of both parties as well, Democrats and Republicans. What happens when you have this overload of power is you're going to have subgroups in in the Republican Party, in these House, Senate, Supreme Court, whatever, the presidential cabinet. You have a lot of disagreements in there. And if you're familiar like we are with Trump's first stint as presidency, there's a lot of disagreements, a lot of people quitting, leaving, being fired, people tossed up left and right. And I don't know if that's going to happen on a wider scale outside of presidential office, where you have the House and Senate have all this power concentrated in one party. There are going to be lots of disagreements, lots of infighting, I believe. I'm pretty certain of that, right? Lots of power grabs. People think, I have so much, I have to get this or whatever. But what I will put in them is, you got to run the country now. You have to show us what concepts of a plan means, what a lot of the bullshit Republican politicians go on Fox News and spout. I want to see this put into action. I want to see how it makes a country better. Like I said, I'm good. I'm sitting well. I'm in a blue state. I'm doing well for myself. If Trump is president, or Harris is president, if the Cookie Monster was president, I feel like I'll be good. Right? We have lots of resources. My household, outside my household family, we're pretty much good. But it's the rest of America that voted for this idiot. Let's see if Trump is your personal concierge, if he's gonna come to your home, play video games with you, and put bacon in your table, eggs in your fridge. Right? Like I said, my thing with Trump Republican versus Democrats is my concerns. I'm an adult. I'm a working adult. I have 2 black kids, 6 and 9, in school. And my biggest thing was education, social services to some extent. Immigration was not an issue. The price of gas, the price of groceries is not a fucking issue for me. I don't blame Biden for that. It's silly to think Biden setting the price of groceries and oil or gas. No. And Biden and Harris hasn't enforced any big policies that I could think of in 4 years that would have pushed gas prices up or groceries up. They haven't really done anything big or monumental to say, oh, I'm not going to vote for them because that stuff they did 2 years ago made gas prices go up. No, they haven't really done much. which was what we wanted, and which is what when we voted for Biden and Harris, we didn't want them to do shit. We just wanted not Trump, not drama every day. But it looks like we're gonna have drama every day for the next 4 years, which is gonna be fun. But I wish you guys in the Midwest that are struggling to buy bacon, as Trump said, or struggling to put gas in your car. Let's see if concepts of a plan help you guys out. I'm gonna stop these videos. I'm not even gonna do any political videos anymore. Back then, when COVID was around and we were stuck at home, it's doing these videos. But now it's pointless. People will listen to what they want to listen to. If you are like-minded like myself, I know you're gonna be watching my video. If you're not, you won't watch my video. So it's pointless to make a video on this debunking one political ideal now in 2024 because everyone's in their camp. That's the problem with America. Like we are so embedded in these camps. We think Democrats are our enemy, Republicans are our enemy, and it's childish actually if you think about it.